Welcome to this explainer. Today we are going to uncover the essential, step-by-step science of timber preservation. Wood is absolutely one of our oldest and most versatile building materials, but its cellular structure actually contains a pretty huge fundamental vulnerability. It's highly susceptible to rot and chemical breakdown the second it's exposed to moisture and the elements. So today, we're going to explore exactly how we can fortify timber at a microscopic level to make sure it lasts.
Here is our quick roadmap for today. We'll start with the basics of preservation, then cover the types of preservatives, what traits make them ideal, and the methods of application, before wrapping it all up with a final summary.
All right, let's dive into Section 1, the basics of preservation. Understanding the vulnerability of wood. Just look at the visual contrast here. It is totally stark. On one side, natural timber is super vulnerable to water seeping in, mold, and destructive insects. But once it's treated and fortified, the wood's chemical makeup is fundamentally altered. It takes on this distinctive tint, which proves there's an active internal shield at work. It's way more than just a surface coat. It structurally transforms the material.
So, simply put, timber preservation is the critical process of protecting wood so it stops rotting, repels insects, and ultimately lasts a whole lot longer. Without it, your structural timber is basically facing inevitable reclamation by nature. But by preserving it, we maximize its life cycle and keep things structurally safe for decades.
The logic here is actually super intuitive. Think about it like this. Treating timber is exactly like putting lotion on your skin to protect it from the elements, or painting bare metal to stop it from rusting. We're just establishing a powerful chemical defense system for our organic building materials.
Moving right along to Section 2, types of preservatives, the ingredients of protection.
To easily remember the main categories of treatments, just use this really handy memory tip, OWOP. That stands for oil, water, organic, and our ultimate goal, protection. Knowing these categories helps builders pick the exact right chemical tool for the job.
First up in the OWOP framework, we have oil preservatives. These are dark, heavy-duty, oily liquids that are fantastic at repelling water. Because they keep moisture out so well, they are the absolute standard for high-exposure outdoor elements, like deep-set fence posts or utility poles, stopping both water and insects right in their tracks.
Next, we have water-soluble preservatives. Now, these are lighter in color, and they literally use water to carry protective compounds deep inside the wood's core. And the best part? Once the water evaporates, the wood is left clean, dry, and easily paintable. That's exactly why this is the go-to treatment for interior residential framing.
The third type is organic preservatives. These are advanced natural or chemical formulas designed to fight off a dual threat, fungi and insects. You see, the two are actually linked. Fungi, like mold, softens up the wood's cells, which makes it super easy for bugs to bore in and eat it. By stopping the fungi, organic treatments essentially eliminate the insect threat too. Okay, Section 3, the ideal preservative traits. What makes a treatment truly good?
What actually separates a mediocre treatment from a fantastic one? Well, to give strong protection and save you money over time, an ideal preservative absolutely has to do three things. It needs to soak into the wood easily, it needs to last a really long time, and it has to stubbornly refuse to wash away in the rain. If it fails even one of these, your long-term maintenance costs are going to skyrocket.
Let's look at Section 4, methods of application, getting the protection onto the wood. So how do we get this stuff onto the timber? Well, brushing is the most straightforward traditional method out there. You literally just paint the liquid onto the wood. It's incredibly easy, but it only really provides a shallow, superficial layer of protection, making it best for minor, low-stakes projects.
If you need to cover a larger area fast, you can use the spraying method, spraying the liquid directly onto the wood's surface. It's definitely quicker than brushing, but just keep in mind, it generally gives you that exact same shallow, surface-level barrier. The deep core of the timber stays totally vulnerable.
To step up our game, we can use the dipping process. This is a very strict 4-step cycle. You dip the wood into a vat or cylinder of preservative. Let the wood's natural cells absorb it, remove it from the cylinder, and leave it out to dry. Because the timber essentially drinks the liquid, you get a much more uniform coverage. But there is a catch here. Wood treated with this specific dipping method is kind of on a ticking clock. To maintain its defense, it usually requires retreatment at least every other year, so it's a bit of a maintenance commitment.
Now for the absolute gold standard of longevity, we have pressure treatment. This is a heavy-duty industrial process that sucks all the air out of the wood cells and uses immense high pressure to force the preservative deep into the very core of the timber. This full-depth protection means the wood can survive decades of harsh environmental exposure.
And that brings us to Section 5, Final Summary and Review. Let's wrap up everything we've learned today. Our main goal is protecting wood so it stays strong, safe, and lasts. To do that, we remember our OWOP framework: oil, water, organic, protection. And we choose our application method, whether that's a quick brush or spray, a thorough dip, or heavy-duty pressure treatment, based entirely on how long we need that build to last. Because, let's be real, untreated wood is essentially a meal just waiting to be eaten by nature. So the next time you source timber, ask yourself this review question: why is timber preservation absolutely critical to your next project? Are you building for a single season, or are you building for a century? Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and keep exploring.